Good evening. Welcome to the BBC News at 6. For months, ministers have avoided using the R word, recession. But today, the Prime Minister admitted for the first time that recession is just what we're likely to be in next year. It would be the first since 1992, although we won't know for sure until official figures are out in January. Today, the value of the pound plummeted to its lowest level for 5 years against the dollar, with traders convinced that the slowdown will mean big cuts in interest rates. With all the details, here's Richard Scott.
At first, no one wanted to predict recession. Now, everyone wants to. Last night, it was the Governor of the Bank of England. Today, it was the Prime Minister.
Having taken action on the banking system, we must now take action on the global financial recession, which is likely to cause recession in America, France, Italy, Germany, Japan, and because no country can insulate itself from it, Britain too. And that is why we are giving our undivided attention to helping families and businesses.
The Bank of England has been battling twin problems with the economy. Until recently, fighting inflation was its top priority. But that's changed dramatically, and its biggest concern now is recession. Worries about the UK economy and expected interest rate cuts have sent sterling plunging. Less than a year ago, you could get well over $2 for each pound. Now, you get a little more than $1.60. A weaker pound has several effects. It means imported goods and things like oil, which are priced in dollars, become more expensive. It also means going on holiday abroad costs more. On the other hand, if the global slowdown doesn't put foreign tourists off visiting the UK, they could spend more in our shops because goods here will seem cheaper to them. And a weaker pound will also help exporters. This company sells environmental and safety equipment to the shipping industry. Its products are now cheaper for its foreign customers, as long as they have the money to spend, that is.
Having a weak pound helps us in two ways. First and foremost, it increases the bottom line profit on contracts that are pre-agreed at a fixed dollar rate. Secondly, for contracts where we're perhaps in a more competitive environment, it allows us to reduce pricing to win more business.
A recession will cause many economic pain, but there's also likely to be political pain. At Prime Minister's questions, Gordon Brown's previous claims over the economy were used to taunt him.
To the millions of people who've seen the values of their homes fall, to the millions of people who now see their pensions decline, to the thousands of people losing their jobs, to the small businesses who are writing to all of us complaining about 15% interest rates, to all of these people, this is a bust. And let me ask him just one more time, why not admit, just for once in your life, you have not ended boom and bust?
Mr. Speaker, isn't it interesting, not one single policy idea?
Of course, the Prime Minister didn't admit anything of the sort, but we could take a big step towards officially being in a recession on Friday, when we're likely to see the first fall in GDP since the early 90s. Richard Scott, BBC News.
Our economics editor Hugh Pym is here now. The government is finally using this word recession. How bad could it be?
Well, Sophie, it all depends whether it's a short-lived recession with the economy picking up again pretty quickly, in which case people probably will forget about it in a year or so's time, or something that's longer-lived, maybe over a year, with the economy contracting over that time. And I have to say the indications are it's more like the latter. The Governor of the Bank of England last night in his speech, when he used the R word, used the word prolonged and a long haul, which is one indication there. Now, back in the early 1990s, that was comparable, or could be comparable. Some people will remember that. Unemployment went up to nearly 3 million. It's now at 1.8 million. Many businesses lost out, were made bankrupt. Homeowners were repossessed. It was very, very painful for some. Now, if there are a couple of crumbs of comfort today, one is the rate of interest at which banks lend to each other, that crucial interbank rate, that's been coming down quite steadily, more so today. That may free up the borrowing market a bit. And also a weaker pound, as Richard Scott said there, is very good news for exporters. So that may be a bit of a fillip for one bit of the economy. But as the Governor said, a long haul.
Hugh Pym, thank you very much.